Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. And before I know many of you click off the video, I know you're getting bored of these videos. You guys want to see action, and that's what I'm planning to do. But obviously, the shop the way it is, I'm trying to correct that before I bring in a new car. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I know many of you are wondering what's happening with all the cars, and I want to explain what's happening right now with all the cars, because there's been a big shift. Some cars that were on the channel previously are not here no longer, and some are still here, and I want to make sure I clear that up with a lot of you guys. So as many of you guys know, we had the Porsche Boxster, my 911, the E60, we had the 530D, and obviously I had the other 911, which we can erase that one because as many of you guys know, that one is outside. That isn't for me. Could end up becoming mine. Who knows what was going to happen with that one at present. But I wanted to get this side out of the way. So as many of you guys know, the Porsche Boxster is sold. Got someone coming for that. They're traveling from far and wide to come and get that car because how perfect and mint it is. Taking a deposit, the person is coming, that is sold. That got sold for 10.5 grand. Very happy. Like I said, with the money, I'm invested to buy 2 cars. One's gonna be a BM, another one's gonna be another car that I really need right now for to travel around. Now, as many of you guys know as well, I purchased an E61 530D. Now that car was absolutely pristine. It was in the same color as my 911, that nice gray. I actually bought that for £3,500. Now, as many of you guys know, you saw me at the water pump, the thermostat, the glow plugs, the glow plug module, vortex breather. And about, I don't know, 3 weeks after I did that video, I actually put the car up for sale. Now, bearing in mind, I bought that car very, very cheap because as well, I went far out to go and purchase that. I bought that for 3.5 grand. You got to think, it was only on 110K. I put that up for sale, and within the first 3 days, I think it was, me and my wife went away. We come back, someone was here the same day to buy that. I sold that car for £4,700. And you know, I'm not gonna sit here and lie, that was probably the easiest money I've ever made on a car that quick for that particular car, especially being a diesel. And I never thought the E61 would have sold that well. But the reason it sold that well was purely because the mileage, the condition. I know many of you hated the wheels. I hated the wheels as well. They didn't care about the wheels. They worked at a tire company, the guys that bought it. They were going to change the wheels anyway. But that car sold for more money than I purchased for it. It was well worth the trip going to get it. And I did tell my wife at the time, she thought it was going to be a loss. And I said to her, I had to go and get that because if I didn't buy that, it was going to be in the wrong hands. It's going to be with traders selling it for that price. And you know what? It played off in my favor. I did all that to the car. Didn't really cost much. I think I spent about 200 quid on it. And you know, I made nearly £900 profit on that car. And I only had it 3 weeks. Plus we used it. We put on about 3,000 miles. So the mileage was about 115, 113, something like that when I sold it. It was very low still when I sold it. And they come and snatched it up straight away. Loved the way it drove. As you would expect, it drove like a brand new car, had all the service history of it. So that one is gone. I did end up going to purchase another car for my wife. Out of that, I ended up profiting the rest of the money for myself, obviously. And then I bought my son another car as well out of that, which he's got, which at some point in time, that'll probably be on his channel. It's not a BM, it's not a Porsche by any means at all. Bearing in mind, he's only just started driving, and with the prices of insurance premiums at the moment, he couldn't get insured on any of them cars. So it was ridiculous to buy him one. So I bought him something quick. It is turbocharged, it's what he wanted, and it obviously it's modified and everything else. You know, it wasn't cheap by any means for him, but in the same sense, I used the money to fund his car, and I used the money to fund getting my wife a new car, one that she always wanted as well. So I got her that as well, and she's basically joined the VAG group now with me as well. So obviously she's got a 2016 Volkswagen Beetle, and my son's got his VXR, Vauxhall Corsa VXR. Now I know many of you in the US won't know what that is, but it's a very powerful, lightweight Vauxhall. You can probably look them up online. They're souped up, and this one's been chip tuned and remapped and everything, you know, got LSD on it, the lot from, you know, the Astras and everything, the Astra VXR and everything on it. So it's a very, very quick car, very quick and capable. I think it's running around 200 brake on it. So it's quick and it's powerful. And obviously, you know, the bucket seats and everything is mint condition. It'll be on it again. That's in grey. I don't know what it is with me and grey cars. I seem to be getting a lot of grey cars. My missus has her Beetle now. It was really, really nice. She likes that. That's what she wanted. And those are the cars now that I've got. I've still got the E60. As many of you guys know, the Boxster's going because, as I said, it's just not practical. And one thing that really obviously bugs me is my youngest one always wants to come out with me. And obviously she can't come out with me and my wife because it's only a two-seater. So I've opted to go and buy something more practical for me and them to be able to all go out in one car, because it's stupid that I can never use the Boxster when we all want to go out. You know, the 911, you can do that. Yes, it's a bit cramped, as many of you guys know, with the 2+2 seats, and obviously the way I have my chair, because of how tall I am, I have to have my chair all the way back. So it is a bit cramped even when I have to move forward a bit, but it's still doable and you can use it, you know? And I have got bigger people in there. I've got 6 foot people in there and they've been fine. My 2 sons are 6 foot and they both get in there perfectly fine. It's cramped, but it's doable. And you know, if you wanna be able to use the car, you have to try and make it work. And that's what I try and do all the time. And it works perfectly fine. Obviously it's not practical if you're gonna go, you know, shopping or things like that with the 911, even though the frunk is quite big and you can get quite a bit in there, but you ain't gonna be able to go shopping all day in there and bring a load of stuff. It's just not gonna be doable because it doesn't have the 2 boots, because obviously the engine's in the rear. So you lose that space. You've only got the front, where on the Boxster, you've got the 2, you've got the 1 on the rear, you've got the mid hatch, and then you've got the front on the front, which is practical, but like I said, it can only hold 2 people. So that's why it needs to go. Obviously, I love the Boxster, and this isn't to say I wouldn't get another one later on in the future. Probably will, I don't know. Will I get a 987 again? Probably not. I've now got a very big soft spot for the 986. I don't know why. For some reason, it's really appealed to me now. I never liked them at first. I thought they looked ugly, I looked old, but I feel like you get a lot more bang for your buck in a 986 than you do in a 987, like the full Bose system. You can upgrade the PCM cheaper to the later one. Just, you know, the engraved seats, which have got the crest engraved on the seats. There's something on that comes on the 986, even the Boxsters, which you do not get on the 987. You get the wingback seats like you do on my 911, but you don't get them engraved. And I feel like you get a lot more bang for your buck on a 986 than you do on a 987. And if I was to get another Boxster, I don't think it'd be the Tiptronic. The Tiptronic is really, really like smashing good on the 911 because it's a different Mercedes transmission. But on the Boxster, it isn't so good. I mean, it's powerful, don't get me wrong. The Mercedes transmission is very, very good, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like the Boxster has to be a manual. You can get away with the Tiptronic on the 911. It pulls like an absolute animal, and it is a lot faster than the manual 911s. But on the Boxster, it has to be a manual, and I've noticed that when my friend had his 986, and I had my 987, I actually enjoyed driving the manual more than I enjoyed driving the auto, and since then I've become hooked. And also, since having his 986 here and working on it, dealing with it, it's just like, why not? Parts are cheaper for the 986, and you wouldn't believe that. They're actually a lot cheaper for the 986, 996 than they are for the 987 and 997s, and it's crazy, absolute crazy. But they're actually much cheaper, even in the whole new exhaust system is cheaper for a 986 than it is for a 987. So if I was to get another Boxster, it's not because I can't afford to go and buy another 987, I could, but I really like the look of the 986. Like I'm saying, I just feel like you get more bang for your buck with the Bose system, engraved seats. The cruise control is another must. Like, I couldn't believe that my 987 didn't even come with cruise control. Yet Boxsters 986s come with all that. And I see why people target the 986 more than the 987 because of that reason. And that's why the 986 seems to do more better on auction, online, on selling than the 987 does because of that reason. So that's one of the things I will be targeting is a 986 later on. But, you know, right now, I don't know. You know, it's one of the things where you want it, but you don't know if you're gonna get it. You know what I mean? It's like, is it practical? Am I gonna use it again? I would really have to think about that because I've got the 911. You know, this for me is my car. I will die with this car, this 911. Same way I told you guys with my black E60, that car won't be going nowhere and that car won't up behind me. It will stay here for the rest of this life. That'll be the same with this 911 now. Them two are gonna be the icons of this channel because these cars are gonna be me going forward. I don't plan on selling any of them, and the next BM I get, I won't be selling because it's one I've always wanted, lusted after. I've spoke many times about it. You guys who know me will know what car it is I've been going on about that I wanted. I wanted it even before my E60. Unfortunately, I never got it. But now I'm going to be purchasing it, and I'm going to be doing that. And like I said, I'm also purchasing another car, but that's for different reasons. That's for my own reasons. It's not going to be something for the channel, and if it is, you guys will get to see it. It's just completely different. It's not going to be a BM, but I am going to be purchasing a BM for this channel. But as far as it stands, I still have 911, still have the Boxster, still have the E60, still have that other person's 911, which, as I said, with everything the way it's going at the moment, could end up becoming mine, which I don't really want because it's a burden on me. I don't want to have to do that because it doesn't come out my head until I get that fixed, and I'll end up putting it back in there and fixing it to get it all complete back out, which I don't want to do. But I want to focus on the new car that I'm getting. That's going to be the focus of this channel. The E60 doesn't need anything, you know, still perfect. I used that car a few months ago, performed flawlessly, did about 500 miles in it, done it there, done it back, effortlessly, with no problem. 5 of us, perfect, not an issue. I love that car. Whenever I need to use it, it's there, starts up, goes, don't have no battery drain problems, doesn't have no issues. Took out the ID4 motion cluster, took out all that, you know, infotainment system, pull it all back to original, the way I wanted it, and I finally got it back to the way I want it now. And like I said, it's just perfect all around the car. And now I'm getting my next car, which is gonna be obviously my daily car, purely because the 911 is all good to use now in the summer, but I definitely don't wanna be using this car in the winter. I know people say, oh, they shouldn't be garage, they should be used all the time. That's people who don't understand or don't do their own mechanical stuff. I will not be using this car throughout all the seasons. During the summer, it will be used. During the winter, it will be stored. Or else it'll be start up and driven on the nice days, but when it's not, it will be inside purely because I don't want it getting destroyed. This car is now impeccable. I used cutting compound now. I spent nearly 6 hours using cutting compound and polish to bring it out to what it is today. I don't want it messed up. I've already ordered a new set of wheels for it to go on as well, which are absolutely mint condition. Everything's going the way I want it to do in this 911, you know. I want it mint condition. You know, as many of you guys know, years to come, this is an investment. It doesn't lose value, it's only gonna go up in value, especially because I've rebuilt it. I've got everything from the proof from every receipt from rebuilding that 911 going forward. So like I say, guys, the 530D is no longer here. That's the only one that's actually gone. The rest of the cars still stand. The Boxster is going. When that goes, we go and purchase the other car. We've already paid a deposit on it. Go and pick it up, and you guys will get to see the new car I've actually purchased. I'm questioning though, whether you guys even remember the car I said I always wanted, and it is a BMW, so don't worry, it's not gonna be nothing else. It's gonna be another BM, but I'm curious to see if many of you guys can even make out what BMW it is I actually said I actually wanted. But thank you very much for watching, guys, and I do look forward to doing the new videos for you coming forward. Thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.